35 Worst House Guest Stories. According to Reddit, number 35. Well, surfed porn on my PC and got infected with malware. I have to assume he also jerked off at my desk. I stopped hanging out with him when he decided to casually shoplift some stupid thing when we were both at the mall. No way I'm gonna get caught up in any legal bullshit because of his dumbass. Oh boy. Number 34. A former friend stayed the weekend with her kids. She left a potty chair filled with pee in the bathroom where they were staying, flashed her boobs at my husband, didn't feed her children breakfast, and worst, she grabbed my cat's tail and pulled her across the floor. You think the boobs would be up there. I guess titties are just titties, especially when nobody does anything. But still, man, come on. How can people be so awful? Somebody says, I'm glad she's a former friend. Someone says your number isn't working because this user's name is 1-800-COCAINE, and the user who responded is actually named Cocaine is the Shit. Well, only on YouTube. Faith asks, what was that about, Kyle? Well, oh look, someone's owed $2 Australian. I didn't even know what that is after YouTube takes their cut and it's also converted to American money. So thank you, Schwans. I appreciate it. I hope you appreciated the dabbing courage. Faith asks what was going on as it pertains to the early stream that didn't quite go through. What I was trying to do was stream to Twitch at the same time, and that did not go the way that I wanted it to. But then again, what does these days? So hopefully I can just find that stream as it goes live and then kind of end it. You know what I mean? I tried and failed. Look at that. Untitled broadcast multi-streaming with restream.io. Let's just make that private right now. No big deal. Whatever. Oh my god. These things happen. I'm gonna try and get it working, because if I can stream at, Twitch as well as YouTube, that might be interesting for me. I would be interested in that. Well, hope you guys are doing well. We're going to continue up this list. Number 33. I was friends with a girl who insisted to masturbate in my bed. Nice. It looks like she didn't need any help from your corny ass. Well, I wasn't okay with it, but she said it's her body and she can do what she wants with it. I'm guessing they're both girls and this is just gross. I refused to let her do it in my bed, so she did it in my closet. I had to step out of my bedroom because the sounds of her moaning in my closet made me cringe. Next day, when I went into my closet, I found one of my foam clothes hangers left on the floor all crusty. Oh my god. All crusty now. Oh, crusty. Good lord. Her body, but your room would have been like, get the hell out, or get the fuck out, yeah. Oh well. As we roll up to number 32, my girlfriend's old friend was in town, so he stayed with us. I already didn't trust him because he was a terrible alcoholic and was known to steal things. Ooh, do you steal things? Because this guy did. He stayed in her room and she slept in mine. Damn, did this start like way louder than it was before? What the hell's wrong with you? Sorry, it feels like that was way louder. Anyway, I woke up at about 8:30 and he was gone. He pissed the bed, stole a vinyl of Elvis Presley's Moody Blue album from the wall. She had a limited edition black pressing, and we never heard from him again. He died a couple of months ago from a heroin overdose. Good riddance. Nothing's grosser than thieves, aside from people pissing in the damn bed and then skipping fucking, you know what I mean? You take advantage of, no good deed goes unpunished, man. That was charity she allowed him over, and he did this shit. She must have spelt heroin the wrong way, because she edited it to say he was killed by an opium-based drug, not a female superhero, a heroine. Unbelievable. So as we roll up to number 31, when I was a kid, me and my friends were over at a birthday party. Wow. We were playing hide and seek, and one of the kids he pissed in the kitchen sink because he had to go, but didn't want to reveal his location. None of us knew about it at the time, but later my parents got a call asking if I did it. My dad sat me down and asked me straight up. I looked at him and he had 3 heads. Wait. I looked at him like he had 3 heads and said, "No, I'm not 5. Then he laughed his ass off at the idea of some middle schooler pissing in someone's kitchen sink. Uh-oh. I feel like I've read this one before. Oh no. Let's continue because this could be scary. Number 30. A teenage girl went camping with us in our trailers. She was a friend of my sister. One morning I go into the bathroom, grab a towel, open it up to use it, and a giant turd fell out into the floor. I guess she couldn't figure out how to flush the toilet, so she fished the turd out of the toilet, wrapped it in a towel, and put it back in the clean towel closet. Oh, I remember this. Oh, sorry. Oh, God, I just remembered. Because I'm imagining the thought of, like, you going after a shower, just like, oh, it's time to dry off. And then you're just drying yourself off, and then you're like, oh, you know what I mean? Oh, God, I did read this. Oh, no. I've read this before. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Curse Hannah. Curse Hannah. Oh, my God. What the hell are we gonna do here? This is tragic. I've read that before, though. We got a problem. Let's see what we can get going on. Fuck. Worst guest. Fuck. This is literally gonna be nuts. I've done it before. No. Let's check out these other ones. Here we go, man. Oh, of course the top ones are just deleted. Killing me. You're killing me. The guest that stole everyone from our house, that stole everything from our house. They used a fake profile, and when we got back from vacation, everything of value was gone. Still trying to recover the damages 2 months later from Airbnb. Nigga, I don't know why y'all Airbnb-ing. Let's not do that. This one has 1 upvote. Cool. This one has 46 upvotes. Cool. 10.6. Who's the worst guest that stayed at your house? The top one is deleted. Oh yeah. Oh my God. So let's read this one, but we're doing it from the top down. So things are different now. Whatever. Okay. Oh boy. Emmy says Airbnb is awful when it comes to damages. Well, that makes me feel like I shouldn't have closed it so fast, girl. Making me feel like it was worth the read. Oh no! Oh my God! I closed the tabs to the right accidentally. Give me this right. Okay. All right. Airbnb. Okay. Look, we're gonna do some Airbnb ones. They're technically terrible guests. Whatever. Whatever. Okay. Number 3. I was new to Airbnb and my prices were very low. At that time I was 21, and though it was only boys and girls like me who used it, signed up pretty much to hang out with people my age. Show them the city, have a great time. My first guest was a middle-aged woman who was attending a Robbie Williams concert in the neighboring city. She was a very sweet and kind old lady, and when I talked to her through the Airbnb, I let her use my cheap apartment in which I also live. She didn't check in before 3 in the morning, and she was very drunk when she arrived. I have work the following morning, so I really felt like sleeping. When I let her inside, she was very noisy. After about 30 minutes, she fell asleep. I was woken up suddenly by her trying to sneak into my bed. Keep in mind, she was drunk as fuck, so it was not very smooth. I asked her what she was doing and told her to use the other room. She refused and wanted to cuddle with me. How old was this lady? How old was this lady? A middle-aged woman. She wanted to cuddle with me. Bing bong. Okay. Also saying that she was willing to pay more. I told her quite aggressively to use the other room or leave, and at that point she simply got mad at me. After about 15 minutes, she busts the door open and comes to the room trying to sell me some of her organic product, calling Vitamin Plus or something. I was furious. She kept going on for about an hour before the almost fell asleep in the door opening. She gave me 5 stars. Since then, I had 2 quests. They were also a nightmare. I quit Airbnb 6 months ago. Too long didn't read. Middle-aged woman tried to have sex with me. I refused. She got mad and tried to sell me some organic products. Those were date rape drugs, you crazy bitch. Girls don't know how it go, but I know how it go. Let me show you something that's organic. And you as a white girl supposed to go, oh my God, I'm all about organic shit.
Do you want to build a snowman? Kyle wanna go to Disney. Doesn't have to be a snowman. Okay, bye.
I'm trying to figure out if that's like a sexual thing. What's the Disney reference? You know, what does that mean? First of all, thank you for the $10, Lissa. Sweet of you. Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to go to Disney? Doesn't have to be a snowman. Nah, I think Kyle's brain's just taken it in a sexual direction. I know it's Frozen. Do you want to build a snowman? Oh! Is it doesn't have to be a snowman inside the lyrics to that? Because I've never listened to the whole song. Thank God. Thank God I've never been subject to listening to the entire fucking song. I would lose my shit. Okay, bye. So we're going up to number... Oh, we're going down. Oh, we're doing things differently. Oh, we're doing things differently this time. Number 4. All my guests are the best guests. They're tremendous people. That's how I click out of your fucking list, you stupid bitch. You know I'm trying to find that juicy ass story and shit. You know why I thought that this one was something that we could read? Because I didn't remember doing it. I really didn't remember doing this list. I read the top couple and they didn't come to me at all. Number 3. My parents bought a full-sized terracotta soldier and they had it shipped home when they were visiting China. About a year later, when my parents weren't home, my grandpa painted it solid gray because he thought it was worn and dated. A priceless terracotta warrior. It reminds me of that other old motherfucker that took that old painting and tried to touch it up, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Whew. Holy hell. Wait, did I accidentally click the chat? My bad. Guys, it's a shame that Twitch thing didn't work earlier, but I guess it's good because I would have been repeating a list and that wouldn't have been good. We'll sort this out so that it works out for another night, Barrows. So, who stayed at your house and was the worst guest, like, ever? Oh my God. Oh my God. So, here's this one. My wife's friend had stayed over after a party because they lived pretty far. I was in the kitchen making coffee in the morning, and the friend's wife came up the basement stairs into the kitchen wearing nothing but her underwear. She didn't say anything to me. She just shuffled past and went back into the spare bedroom. Have I read this before? I was curious what she was doing down there, so I went and checked. It turns out in her drunken state, she couldn't find either one of the bathrooms upstairs on the main level, so she went into the basement and shit underneath the stairs all over the floor. God damn, why do y'all gotta be about shit? When her husband came out of the bedroom, I told him that he had a mess to clean up and directed him to the basement so he could find his wife's surprise. That's when he decided to use our clean bath towels to smear her shit all over my basement floor. Then he just tossed the towels into the oh my god. Then he just tossed the towels into the laundry tub. I never spoke to either one of them again. One good thing did come out of it though. We now get to say shit the basement drunk as the top of the drunkenness meter. I've read it. Oh my god. Guys, do you see the problem I'm running into though? I must have been doing this for more than a month, where I'm trying to read a video every day and shit. Sometimes doubling up and reading more than one. Either I need to go more obscure with the topics, I need to wait until a fresh topic finds its way to the top of Reddit, or I just need to stop for a while. Cause I am rerunning now. This is nuts. I am live rerunning now. Wow. Number 3, we moved into this new house. Apparently, the people who lived there before us never told their friend they moved. He let himself in and went into the bathroom unnoticed. I went in there sometime later and found this random guy passed out with a needle in his arm in my new fucking bathroom. Worst first night in a new house ever. 4 out of 10 stars. Okay, yeah, you've read it already, Kyle. So here's another one that says simply, no, what is the worst thing a house guest has ever done in your home? You know what I'm talking about? People. What a bunch of bastards. I love the IT crowd. Who am I going to share it with? No one. Now punch yourself in the face. Ow! That was obviously me punching my open palm. Don't you love when you watch a movie and you hear like some punches in a fight scene, but you wonder if Foley is like punching a half cut open watermelon or something because the punches just sound hilarious. Like it's just like, oh, you hit me in the face. Oh man, I am really just alone right now. Everybody in the stream chat's talking about not safe for work, a live action role playing. What the fuck is that? And then Schwan says I like being submissive. Like I said, Schwan's Aaron, you guys should just get married. You guys are like the weirdest guys I know. Faith says, should I take a bath? I kind of want to take a bath. If it will make you feel better, Faith, you should not question whether or not to do it. Bing bong. So as we roll down into this list, we arrive at number 1, because we're doing things a little differently now. Alright, mind you, all the following happened in one night. God, this music is not my style right now. It's just the honest truth. Oh boy. There's this other track that I play occasionally, and I want to hear that one. I think it's Organic Meditation 3. Download. Come on. There we go. Hello and welcome. Ladies. Well, fuck everybody else. Hello, ladies. It's been a while, but we've arrived. And it's time for me to regale you with some stories of the worst house guests ever. Story number 1. Mind you, all the following happened in one night. I haven't seen this guy in a while, so I invite him over so we can hang out. The night starts greatly. We're drinking and playing some games and having a lot of fun. Probably too much fun. But then he begins drinking way too much. Way too fast. I warn him, but he doesn't seem to care. Not half an hour later, he projectile vomits up all over the floor, the chair I was sitting in, and me. It looked like a fire hose of puke was sprayed everywhere, and it stunk. Almost immediately after he just passes out, and I can't wake him up. He's breathing fine, so I plan to just let him sleep it off. I try to clean him up, put him to bed in the guest room, and then clean up myself and everything else. I'm not even done cleaning up the mess, and I can hear a commotion from his room. Before I even go in, I can smell that he shat himself. I'm getting pissed now, but know that I have to bunker down and endure this because there's no way I can send him home now. I change his clothes, start washing the sheets, and try to go to sleep myself, but the rest of the night only got worse. In short, he was up probably 5 or 6 times because he pissed himself or was making some commotion or another. I never babysat my 2-year-old nephew again. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Had us for a wide up and down the roller coaster. Roller coaster of love. Well. Number 2. When my husband was just my boyfriend, he was at my house before I came home from work. My roommate was taking a very long shower and he really needed to take a shit. He kept waiting for her to finish up in the bathroom, but she wouldn't come out. Instead of knocking on the bathroom door or even walking to the 7-Eleven down the street, he went into the bedroom and tried to shit in a trash can. I say tried. Apparently, he overshot his mark and got it all over the floor. He panicked, tried to scoop it up off the carpet, but it just spread everywhere. Then he dumped an entire box of baking soda on the contaminated area. Now it was time to clean that up. Tried to vacuum it up, but there was too much poo-poo baking soda and it clogged the entire vacuum. Somehow he hid all the evidence before I came home and just put the broken, clogged vacuum back in the closet for me to think my roommate had ruined it. He did a good enough job covering it up because I never noticed. Best of all, he didn't even tell me about all of this until we were married. Too long didn't read. My boyfriend shit on the carpet and broke my vacuum trying to clean it up and didn't tell me until we were already married. Well, damn. Number 4. It was the week of my grandmother's funeral, and we had family in town, staying at our house. One of my aunts brought along her friend, whom I've never met before that point. I could tell right away that she was insanely annoying and self-centered. I had no idea why she even came. Anyway, I heard her say multiple times that she doesn't like milk. Okay. Not lactose intolerant, just doesn't like it. Well, one morning I woke up and walked into the kitchen and there she was. I got there just in time to see her take out a brand new gallon of milk from our fridge, open it, even though there was half full, one still, take a drink straight from the container. She then spits it out all over the kitchen and says, "I thought I would like it this time because it was fresh." Bitches. Am I right? I don't need to read these. It's all the same damn thing. Over and over. Shit stories. According to Reddit bars. My dad had a new business associate in town for about a week, and wanting to provide some kind of hospitality, my dad insisted that he stay in our house instead of him getting a hotel. Every morning he ordered, not asked, that my mother make him a cup of coffee. He would take about 2 sips and then pour it down the drain in front of my mom. He was just overall rude to my whole family. My mom also tried to make a nice dinner that every evening, and most nights he barely ate any, and then went to McDonald's down the street and came back to eat in front of my parents. Also, he made my dad pay for his lunch when they were out. Are you for real, nigga? Finally, he was supposed to bring some very specific and expensive supplies for the business and forgot them. He got mad at my dad for not having a backup plan. My dad is pretty calm, but he offered that man a torrent of cuss words and kicked him out of the house a day early. He was too cheap to get a hotel, so he drove home 3 hours away during the night. Oh, and he asked my dad for money to get food for the drive. Now listen to me. Ladies and gentlemen. I think, you guys know how I feel about marriage. I think it's just silly and it's something that society puts pressure on people to do as a tradition because it's something that people do and that it's not really something that's beneficial in this day and age. If you're into a hoe and she's into the whole marriage thing, more power to her. She's her own person. She's entitled to her own beliefs and ideologies. She can want what she wants, and she's entitled to that. Bing bong. But the bottom line is, realistically, what the fuck the point is? Long story short, if I'm ending up with a woman that I'm deciding I'm gonna put a ring on because her and I need to be married, dude, I think step one is making sure that homeboys don't come sliding in and treating your lady like shit, and you just allowing that. All right. Business associate aside, okay? Yeah, maybe this guy's trying to climb a corporate ladder, man. And he's trying to find people whose backs he can stand on. But right now, you don't have to figuratively suck the cock of some dude and watch him he ordering your wife to make a cup of coffee and then she make it and then he pour it down the drain in front of her, nigga. Immediately, it should be, get the fuck up out of my house. I'll find another job. You feel me? That's what's gonna get you points with your woman, because she ain't trying to be treated like that by nobody and have you just sit by and let that shit roll down. Disgusting. Disgusting. Stripe says, Kyle, 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 as she endeavors for my attention. And now you have it, Stripes. So I type, what is it? What is it, Stripily Strew? What is it? I'll read another entry while she gets into the middle of what she's doing. She's sending me a list right now. If I had to guess. What's your worst travel experience? Stripes, that doesn't gel with what I've established here. I haven't read what I'm reading now, so why don't you let me get through this? You didn't even search for one similar to this topic. That's fucked up, Stripes. I appreciate you trying to help. Oh look, it's Holly Wizzle. Intriguing. She says, that reminds me of my ex-stepfather. He would stomp on the floor when he wanted coffee. She let him shit on her face. Oh, I'm sorry. Face is not in that. Let me read that again. She let him shit on her for 26 years. Where can I find these women that'll just do anything I say without question and respond to being treated like shit? Not that I'd have the heart for it, but my God, man, some of these chicks will do just about anything. Okay, I'm sorry I said on her face, Michael, okay. It wasn't a Freudian slip either, that's not what I want. Foot in the Wall says, Schwann's the stressful thing I do, but she actually spat in my face. Kyle tried to help, but it didn't really work, not to be rude. What did I try to help with? Who spat in your face, homie? How did it get to that with somebody? What did you do? Was it just a crazy old bitch? Or, you know what I mean? Faith says she feels like she does whatever I say. You know what? My lip is growing warm. And I'm scared I may have been bit in it. I hate that so much. I hate that so much. A fucking slimy, disgusting fucking mosquito came and bit me in my lip. It's everything I don't want. Sorry, guys. Let's continue. I threw a party once at my house in high school. One of my friends at the time brought 2 foreign exchange students, and I had 3 rules in my house. Number 1, don't dig into my parents' alcohol/wine supply. Number 2, you don't see a lot of people use the little number thing and the close parentheses for their numbering. But there it is. Number 2, don't open the door to my parents' room upstairs because we got our cats in there. Number 3, if you want food, let me know, since I was trying to avoid my parents finding out about the whole thing. Halfway through the night, I noticed the 2 exchange students are missing. I walk upstairs and the cats are walking around, so I go upstairs to my parents' room, and there are the 2 exchange students, both naked under the sheets in my parents' bed, drinking an expensive bottle of wine, and each of them are holding and chomping away at a whole head of iceberg lettuce each. The iceberg lettuce, though, what the fuck? That is so fucking weird. The iceberg lettuce, though. The iceberg lettuce, though. What is Foot talking about? Foot says, well, not trying, and help, it was you giving me a speech a couple of nights ago. It was my mom, Kyle, the scholarship thing. Your mom spat in your face over a scholarship thing? Please explain it one more time, because I think you know how my memory is. Your mom spat in your face over a scholarship thing. What happened? Explain it thoroughly for me, my man. Well, number 12. Every year we have a big Thanksgiving dinner for our friends a week or so before Thanksgiving. We call it Friendsgiving or Practice Thanksgiving, whatever. Last year, one of my wife's friends drank 2 bottles of wine within a half hour of showing up. At first, she was amusing and sometimes even funny. But then, when we sat down to eat, she began calling one of my dearest friends Ahua to her face at the dinner table in front of everyone else, at least a dozen times. I've never been so close to punching a woman in the face. Then she wandered into the living room and passed out on the couch and eventually threw up red wine on a white carpet. Needless to say, she's not invited back this year. Should have made that bitch clean it up, though. You should have made that bitch clean it up, though. Wait a minute. Sorry. Hmm. Well, number 13. I used to throw big 4th of July. Whoa, Foot, what's his name, went back into the thing. Forgive me. Now, Foot in the Wall says, all right, Kyle, here it is. I need help to keep a $16,000 scholarship. I need all A's, and I have B's in 5 of them. She hits me, yells at me, and kicks me. I tried to block her one time, but she spat in my face. Block her from hitting and kicking you, dude? Foot in the Wall, there's one piece of advice that I've always offered everybody when anybody starts to get physical. I know it's your mom and I know you feel like you should protect her, but you need to catch her recording at least a couple of times. At least a couple of times. Because trust me when I say this shit will help you in the future. In the future, if you ever tried to come out with it, it would be a case of he said, she said. But if you had some documentation of this shit, like, I need you to remember, man, yes, blood should be thicker than water and you should have your parents' back and shit, but she spat in your face, man. She attacked you physically. What you mean she hitting and kicking you, dude? How old are you? You're old enough to have a fucking scholarship. You ain't a kid, dude. This isn't something that she can excuse as like, oh, I'm trying to discipline this kid so that he understands, you know, he shouldn't be walking across the street and not looking both ways. He could get hit by a car. You know what I mean? She's not teaching you a lesson that you can't afford to not learn. Do you know what I mean? This isn't something that she's definitely doing to make you better or to have you change. She's using you as an outlet. And if it wasn't you, it'd probably be something else. So you can't really cover for her in this instance. You got your own shit going on. You trying to make shit work. And it doesn't look like she is, you know, this ain't right. This ain't right. What do you mean you blocking her from hitting you and she's spitting in your face? You need to capture this shit because it's unbelievable. You know? Schwanz Gruberman is saying you need to leave that environment or shit will escalate. It's probably not as simple as that. You know? It's probably not as simple as him being able to up and leave. If he's having, you know, that's what real life is like sometimes. Unfortunately, you're probably going to have to deal with that. And maybe the help that you need to seek is not going to be something that, that you get from other people in your family. But if you have some kind of proof as to what's going on with you, holy shit, man. You can start taking some steps. I'm sorry that you got to juggle so many balls in the middle of you dealing with your scholarship and trying to, you know, achieve what you need to keep it. But, ooh. Foot in the Wall says North Philly is one of the worst cities in Philly, and she's threatening to send me to a school there. How is Foot in the Wall 14 worrying about a scholarship? With your phone, Foot in the Wall? What do you mean, how are you supposed to record them? With your phone? What? Yeah, Alexeus got it right. If you have a phone, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Even if you don't have a phone, hopefully you may have a laptop, maybe you have a computer, maybe with some kind of microphone. Doesn't even need to be video. It can just be audio, and it can be, you know, if it's clear that you're being like fucking hit, you know what I mean, motherfucker? I'm not saying you should just up and try to, you know, throw this in her face. I'm saying, trust me when I say you may reach a point in the future where you need this as proof to defend and protect yourself, right? I'm not saying you should use this shit offensively for right now, but I want you to have something in your back pocket because this shit sounds scary. And it sounds like, unfortunately, it will escalate before you can situate yourself where you need to be. I think you know what you need to do, and nobody can tell you what you need to do. But unfortunately, the worst part is it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. And I just want you to prepare yourself for that. Like, I have faith that you'll be able to get through it. It's just unfortunate from the way that it seems. Sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to hear it. then record the audio, man. Record the audio and prepare, man. Keep trying your best and you can get the fuck up out of this shit. And this shit will be in your past. You can make it happen, man. It just sucks. This all just sucks, and I'm sorry you gotta go through it. I'm sorry you gotta go through it. I didn't even know about the guidance counselor, Alyssa. You know what I mean? Because whatever moves they might take, they could take him out of his situation. As crazy as it is to think about, man, as crazy as it is to think about, and I know it sucks, but bear with me. Even if you're getting beat up and spit at and attacked and being used as an outlet by somebody that is probably too proud to ever seek any kind of medical help so they can get diagnosed with something and maybe get some medication, who is too proud to ever seek fucking psychiatric help because they'd have to admit that they need help and then have somebody see them in a vulnerable state. Maybe they're so proud that they think everybody is a quack and that anything that they do or say might end them, and you know, have them sent to a fucking institution or something like that. The bottom line is this, and I'm going to try to be very concise with it. As awful as the situation you find yourself in right now may be, if you open your mouth to the wrong person, you may find yourself in a position that's worse than where you're at right now. Try your best in school. Do as well as you can to jump through whatever dumbass hoops that society is setting for your ass. You know what I mean? Much like a dog, homie. Much like a dog. If you can get your ass a part-time job and make a little bit of scratch on the side, try to put that shit away. Don't have it exposed in a way where anybody can access it. You know what I'm talking about? Do what you need to do. Get whatever dumbass paper that will maybe make you capable of earning a little bit more money on the side when you try to get some work. You know what I'm talking about? And get the fuck out of there at your earliest convenience. I know it seems overwhelming as hell because you're unfortunately being thrust into a scenario where you got to grow the fuck up or you're going to get stomped on. You know what I mean? So don't be the doormat. You know what I mean? Act like a doormat though. Act like a doormat. Pretend they got you right where they want you. Don't let on. Don't give them any more than you need to give them. Okay? Don't do any more than you need to do with the people that you don't need to be associating with. Try your best. Keep your head down. Do what you need to do. Because unfortunately, the unknown sometimes can be so much scarier than what we really, really know. So, say hypothetically, there was a camera on the wall exposing all of the shit that you're going through right now, and like people got taken away, you got situated somewhere else. You don't know if that would be an environment that would be more hospitable for you getting your work done, maintaining your grades, making it so that you can go where you want to go, do what you want to do, and make what you need to make to keep yourself comfortable as far as food on a table and shit over your roof. You know what I'm talking about? Shit over your head as far as a roof. So just try your best to keep doing what you're doing. I know it seems sucky and it's probably going to get worse, but you have to have hope that it'll get better, because you know it's really coming down to you. As awful and unfortunate as that sounds, it's really coming down to you. Sorry that it's dank like that in Philly though, baby. You get it, but you gotta grit your teeth, man. You gotta have a thick skin right now. Oh, bing bong, bing pickle. Oh, Lord. Again, I'm not saying that you should go offensively after anybody and try to capture footage of them to publicly shame them, you know what I mean? Or to even get other people involved and be like, this is what she does to me. This environment is hostile, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying you need to record something, even if it's just a recording. Get obnoxious in that recording. Why are you hitting me? Say shit like that out loud. You know what I mean? Get her to incriminate herself. You know what I mean? Some people are dying to fucking make an ass of themselves, so put them on blast like that. Some people are lonely, some people are miserable, and they only feel alive by spreading that misery through living through other people. Say the right things, provoke these motherfuckers. Sometimes you need to poke that beehive if you know that it can get you somewhere. And I know that it sounds crazy, but I also know women who have provoked men that have physically abused them one time more so that they can get that shit that they need to nail this motherfucker to the wall. You're as strong as they are. Maybe. So do what you need to do. Hey, remember when we were reading a list? I apologize. Let's continue down the list of 35 worst house guest stories. According to Reddit. What's something crazy that a house guest did to your ass, man? Well, how about number 14? Kill my pet. I had a hamster, and my friend came over, and I told her to be careful. Sit down and gently pat it. She stood up and accidentally dropped it. My little hamster Munchkin broke its neck and died. I was so sad. The next day at school, my friend teased me for crying and being so attached to a hamster. I was in 6th grade, and it was the second pet I ever had. What a fucking jerk. Number 15, man. This happened to an old friend of mine a couple of years ago at his apartment. He met a girl on a dating website and had her and her friend and her friend's boyfriend over for one night. They all hang out, smoke weed, etc. The night winds down and he takes his girl to bed, and the other couple stay in the living room on the mattress. The other couple, the girl is under 18 and the guy's around 26, start having sex, and the girl begins bleeding heavily from her vagina. It's gonna be one of those kind of stories. And I mean heavily. Looks like somebody found themselves in the bloody splash zone. She runs to the bathroom and the guy stays in the living room. What, you just gonna let it dry on you, homie? Ugh. My buddy is still in his room with his girl at this point. Sometime later, my buddy hears a loud thump from the bathroom next to his room and walks in to find the girl passed out with blood everywhere. Literally, the toilet was overflowing with blood. Bloody handprints on the wall. This girl with no clothes on, covered in blood and vomit all over the bathtub, so he wakes her up. She refuses to go to the hospital. He insists and she still refuses. She ends up leaving with her friend. The guy she came with smokes a bowl in his living room and leaves without saying a word. Great guy, right? So my friend is left to clean up this mess of blood everywhere. His toilet is clogged from something making the blood overflow onto the floor. He gets surgical gloves and ends up pulling out a large blood clot looking thing. Oh my fucking God. And and ends up pulling out a large blood clot looking thing, which turned out to be a fetus because the girl had a miscarriage in his bathroom. And that is the worst thing a house guest has ever done. Oh my God. Oh my God. Under 18 miscarriage, bruh. She was getting fliggledy in a big one. Oh my God. Well. Let's continue. Mary Jane. It was at my girl's 13th birthday party. Birdie party. Birdie. It's a birdie party. Okay? It was a pool party. And one of her friend's dads decided to stay and chat with all the moms. Swing. He excused himself to go to the bathroom and stayed in there for 30 minutes. He then went to his car for another 20 minutes, and I thought this was odd, but I didn't want to ruin my daughter's party, so I didn't say anything. And I went to the bathroom. It reeked of weed in there. I personally don't have a problem with weed, but do it at your own house, and not at your daughter's friend's party. I thought it was super rude to light a joint at a 13-year-old girl's pool party. Like, who does that? Who does that? And I hope you like jamming too, yeah. What did Holly Wizzle say that validated Stripes? Stripes, I validate you with my validation wand. You are now validated. Like I waved it in like the pattern when you knight someone. What did Holly say? Holly says, Stripes, I have thought about what it'd be like to fry a slab on boob on a pantoon. Fry a slab on boob on a pantoon. Now that is our gibberish comment of the day as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes I too wonder what it'd be like to fry a slab on a boob on a pantoon. Fry a slab on a boob on a pantoon. What the fuck is talking about? Kyle Willard says, this reminds me of a girl that I once knew. See her face whenever I look at you. Wouldn't believe all of the things she put me through. This is why I just can't look at you. You know what I need to do? I need to start listening to mainstream songs, because I haven't heard a mainstream song in probably like a year and a fucking half. And then that way I'll be able to connect all of these awful phrases to bullshit songs that'll get all the emoji loving motherfuckers in this stream going crazy. Oh my god, I love that song. I gotta take off my top for this guy's shit. I'm kidding. Fucking miscarriage, dude. Holy shit. That was a cool fucking entry. That was pretty cool, man. If they could all be like that instead of poop. Instead of poop. If they could all be miscarriages instead of poop. I'm gonna call up Emily and see what's going on.
Hello?
Hello, Emily.
Yes, how can I help you?
Did you hear my story about miscarriage?
Yeah?
Did you enjoy it?
No, it made me feel sad.
Why?
'Cause I don't know. You don't know what that person's going through.
Well, she was the one banging so hard that, like, she was banging it up there. You know what I mean?
That's not a thing, though.
What do you mean?
That's not a thing. It doesn't make a difference.
You don't think? Yes, it does. If pee-pee big enough.
No, it doesn't.
If pee-pee big enough.
No, it doesn't.
If pee-pee big enough.
No.
Yes.
How big do you think it has to be? Like 10 feet long? You're not going to be bumping anything up there anyways. Get out of...
Like a 10-foot long dick wouldn't just go through the fucking person. Come on, Emily. My point is this. If she's a little under fucking 18-year-old girl, you don't know physically what's going on inside that dumb skank. So if she's banging previously to get the baby, and then she's banging post-baby to where fetus can be pinglinging out, okay?
That's what happens when you have a miscarriage. It has nothing to do with anyone else other than her body just rejected it. Either she did something that made her body reject it, or it just happened. Sometimes it just happens.
In favor of every freaking miscarriage case ever. You're saying that you think there's not...
I don't think that having... It does not make it... You're allowed to have sex when you're pregnant.
I'm not... Oh my god.
It doesn't make a difference. There's nothing that's going to bang crap up there.
Drag it up there.
Yep. Crack it up there.
Gotta fry a pan slab boob.
Slab boob. Yep.
I didn't say it. Somebody said they were frying a boob on a slab pan, too.
Slab pan boob.
Listen to me.
I
Listen to
dig
me.
it.
Listen to me. I like
What?
that story, and I think you liked it too. I think you're lying yourself. So
It makes me sad, but your enjoyment was all I needed. Hearing you lose it when you could not finish the sentence.
because I didn't expect that word.
Because I had a massive flashback to Stripes' nose clot that you felt the need to send a picture to me of.
Well, count yourself lucky you weren't in that stream. And then she goes, and then Stripe said, I had a fetus in my nose. That's what Stripe said. Wow.
Look. Yes.
Oh my God. Aaron Deere says there's a story of a. I'm going to read a story for you. I'll call you back, okay? Listen.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, got one. Give me a second. Give me a second. I don't see this. It's like sending me to a TV show. Someone said that somebody had a miscarriage in a pool, and I thought that would be so insane as a story is concerned. But I suppose I need to get over it. Candy says, but you can have sex in an unreasonable possession that might kill the fetus. Possession? Oh yeah, this is my favorite possession. Yeah. Missionary possession. Emmy says, I just don't think like this was up for debate. Like this was the dialogue. Guys, do you find miscarriage? I wish I could make polls on the fly. You guys are lucky that Fat Man in here tonight. He would just be destroying this stream as usual. And you guys wouldn't even be able to get a word in edgewise. I hope you guys are all doing great. Let's continue down the list. Number 17. A little over a year ago, I arrived home to some kid hanging out in the kitchen with my dad. Apparently, the kid got in a big fight with his mom and basically ran away and decided to knock on my door. The kid claimed to be friends with my younger high school aged brother. My dad fed the kid and talked to him, consulting him on his situation with his mom. He ended up letting him stay the night and told me he could borrow a bike to get home the next day. My dad was super nice to him. Well, the next day comes along and I'm at home because I work from home at the time. I come up to the living room to find him hanging out there with some random girl and another random guy. Neither of these kids are friends with my brother, and the problem child is apparently only an acquaintance. He ends up spending the whole day at my house with these kids while my parents are at work, eating our food and just making a mess of the place. Eventually, my dad gets home and tells him he has to get out and to borrow the bike if he needs to get home. We never saw the bike again. He claimed it was stolen. Fuck that kid. Well, why were you such a cuck that you let this other asshole stay here the whole day? Man. Here we go, man. Oh shit. Faith is asking, is miscarriage funny? In a way that may make it out to seem like I'm insensitive. Uh-oh. 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 Chanclaso says, Kyle, read the Jolly Rancher story. It fits the criteria, yeah? You must be really new here, Chanclaso. So I'm going to resist the urge to time your ass out, because I've read that before. Maybe you're referring to me reading it, but why would I read it on the stream live when I have a video specifically devoted to the Jolly Rancher story? Nothing tops the Jolly Rancher story. Stripes, I didn't want the pole like off the side. Oh God. Oh man. Okay, guys. Ugh. Number 18. The front door to my house has a key code instead of a standard key lock. A few years ago, I was away from home and my buddy texted me asking for the code. I'm so sorry. He texted me asking for the code because he had forgotten a sweater or something at my house a few days prior. It wasn't a big deal. I've known him since middle school and he's one of my best friends. I've just been struck with a surge of like exhaustion. I told him just to go in because my other roommate was gone for the night. I get a call around midnight from my friend. He was fucked up and told me that he had some people over at my house and it got a little out of hand and it had turned into a full-blown party. I was so fucking mad, but I couldn't get home until the next day. My place was pretty wrecked. And I found a bunch of weird shit in the bathroom. Cut up soda cans, baking soda, etc. I called my friend to see what the fuck happened, and I guess some dude was cooking crack in my bathroom. I made my friend come over and clean the fuck out of my house and a ton of other shit. Not fucking cool. You gotta make damn sure you can trust some of these crazy ass people. What the fuck? Holy hell. Well, number 19, stole my iPod Touch and brand new shoes that at my birthday party. Who steals shoes? And who steals at another person's birthday party? That's a bit much, man. God damn. Number 20, I might be alone with this one. I'm sorry. But it grinds my fucking gears. My in-laws brought a round cheesecake. I'm crazy about cheesecake. For a little housewarming party. A couple of people had a slice after a big meal. I thought I'd wait until later. What did they do? They took 85% of the cheesecake back home with them. They did that to their own family. Well, my sister got shit-faced, hammered over Thanksgiving weekend one year. She was being a total asshole to her husband, and she was keeping everyone in the house awake. She's my sister, so unless she becomes violent, I'm not going to call the cops. My wife isn't the type to smack some sense into her, so I just let her make a royal ass out of herself. The next day, I sat down with her and told her she disrespected my home, my family, and herself. I told her that if she didn't live 5 hours away, I would have kicked her out. I also told her that if she was my brother instead of my sister, I would have broken her fucking jaw for treating a spouse that way and disrespecting my home in such a manner. My man. I would have recorded her dumbass and put her on the fucking internet. But family doesn't do that to somebody. My family doesn't do that. Stripe says, I can make you cheesecake, Kyle. Then why don't you do it? Everybody's always talking about what they can do for me, but they don't do it. They don't do it. Oh, why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Man, I'm gonna start reading bedtime stories or some shit. Because these streams really need to just turn into the Kyle makes everybody wet hour. So, I think I'm done with this list. I'm gonna see if there's other ones that kind of fit the same criteria. Oh, shit. What's this one? Fucked up thing a guest did in your house. That's the one that I saw earlier. What's something that you will never forget? Flying to Orlando with my wife and kids one afternoon for a Disney vacation. My son and I are on the left side of the aisle, wife and daughter on the right side in the same row. The flight had gone out over the Atlantic and was lining up on approach into Orlando. Coming in over the coast just north of Canaveral, we were about 15,000 feet, and I pointed out to Canaveral to my son and told him the space shuttle was due to launch sometime that afternoon. No sooner were the words out of my mouth when we see rockets fire and the shuttle lifted off and arced out over the ocean. It was absolutely beautiful and stunning. I have seen it from the ground and on a couple of occasions, but to see it from the air was amazing. Gay. What's something that you saw that you will never forget? I saw a girl plummet to her death directly in front of me. She was jumping between buildings to get into a rave, fell and smashed her head into a metal bench in the smoking area about 10 feet in front of me. Trying to get into a party, that sucks. I saw a guy leap to his death from the top of the Dover Castle when I was 7. I ran over to him after he hit the ground to see if he was okay, but he was dead. His arms were broken from where he must have instinctively tried to stop his fall. I still remember it vividly enough, though it was almost 30 years ago. Wow. Number 3. My husband and I honeymooned on a relatively undeveloped Caribbean island in the middle of a hurricane season. It worked out. Weather was gorgeous and we were the only tourists on the island. I really wanted to see sea turtles. We rented snorkeling gear for the whole time we were there and just tramped out to various beaches, often via long, weird trails through mangrove swamps, and jumped in. We saw rays, eels, huge dancing schools of fish, but no turtles. Y'all niggas brave, man. The ocean is disgusting to me, okay? On one of our last days there, we swam from the big island to a little cay about a quarter-mile offshore. This is how people get eaten by sharks. We were the only people in the world. Coming up to the cay, the seafloor slowly sloped up and became an underwater field of seagrass. Turtles were grazing like cows. They didn't give a shit we were there. It was absolutely beautiful. I can die happy after that day. Man, I guess titties are my turtles. I'm kidding. Why do you always have comments like that ready to go, though? Man, you're really good at this. You're really good at this. Holly Wizzle says, yeah, I was thinking that, but wasn't sure. Yep. You guys sure have a great time here. Lexea says, good Lord, the Cherokee Nation is getting on my nerves. What's the Cherokee Nation? Hey. The water buffalo. The water buffalo. That's your Cherokee Nation impression? The water buffalo. Kyle the water buffalo. It's not funny, it's just stupid. Guys, I love you to death, man. I really should have found a list that I hadn't done before. But hopefully this sufficed, and I hope you guys had a great time. As usual, I want to thank my patrons for being amazing. You guys are just some of the things that keep me going. You have no idea how you do everything for me. I want to thank my incredible and wonderful sponsors. Because you were there in a way that I didn't even know people could be there until you just started being there like that. Like, wow. Didn't know what I needed until I had it. Oh, damn. And I want to thank all of you for being here. Because you know I appreciate you. Oh boy. I still laugh at EA's choice of picture for Pele. Looks like Assassin's Creed is trending right now. Did that game just come out? Did Assassin's Creed just come out? It's a good thing nobody's dying to watch me play that game, so I don't have to waste money on it. Haha. Nobody's dying to watch me. Somebody said low budget liquid cooling for your laptop. I love it. Oh boy. Cat dreams. He crashed his bike. Slow down. Slow down. Oh my god, this bike has no brakes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, circle jerk, Jesus. Today I learned John F. Kennedy wasn't assassinated. He attempted to watch and understand an episode of Rick and Morty, thus exploding his brain. What the fuck? Hey, here's a list for tomorrow. Haha, motherfuckers. Oh, shit. I almost opened up a not safe for pickle bagel. You gotta hit me with the bagel dribbles. Let me take a look at that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Stripe says, but Kyle, it's perfect for a chill stream though, since there's a mode where you don't even have to play to progress. What the fuck you mean? Assassin's Creed got a mode where you don't have to play to progress. What the fuck you mean by that? What the fuck you mean by, like... So it's like let's play mode where the game will play for you. You mean to tell me I can boot up Assassin's Creed, put the controller down, and then the game will just... You are crazy, Stripes. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up. So we'll see. Michael Davis says, can you post that link, Kyle? I have to know. You don't need to see that link, boy. You really don't. You know what I need to go see? Thor Ragnarok, right? Thor Ragnarok. Assassin's Creed Origins. And De Novo. Yeah, they're gonna crack the shit out of that game. Then I'll download it and play it on my computer for free. I mean, totally support the fuck the developers with they loot boxing ass. Oh Lord, it'd be really fucked up if the whole fucking world decided, hey man, just download this one. Just download Assassin's Creed. Whatever, you know what I mean? Uh-oh. Guys, I love you. I'll see you later. Oh, crispy pork belly now. Yeah, delicious. That delicious food now. Oh, so delicious. It's time. What are these? Stuffed pizza. Skulls. Just go out and buy, you know, the skull shaped. Pillsbury actually makes a pizza crust variation. Sorry guys. All right, look, I'm gonna go. I love you guys. Stay crazy. Whatever. I love you guys. I'll see you guys soon. I love you.